Hi and welcome back to Cut the Crackle. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. The LEGO Inside Supernatural Race Car. This is the only set in the third wave of Inside I haven't reviewed yet. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my review videos of the other sets. But the reason why it has taken me so long getting around to doing this one is because it was the only set in this wave I didn't really want. I mean, it's not a bad looking set, but from the images I had seen, it didn't set my world on fire. I knew I'd pick it up eventually, but it wasn't a priority for me, and it got pushed back even further down the list when I found out that Inside is getting cancelled at the end of the year. In the end, I picked this up for a $5 off. Hardly the deal of the century, but it was enough to convince me to finally pull the trigger on this baby. Alright, let's open this thing up and take a look inside. And here it is, all built up, and I am actually fairly surprised by how much I like this thing. I said when I first finished building this on a live stream that it reminds me of the Batmobile from Batman v Superman and Justice League. And a lot of people in the chat seem to agree, even if my fellow LEGO YouTube buddies didn't. For me, it's mostly in the shaping, with the high back sloping down into the lower nose, and it totally works. This really is a good looking build. Just moving it about, you can find these dramatic angles. Those through lines cutting into a point make this feel mean and stompy. Around the back you even have what could be a supersized afterburner, but this is actually the primary colour wheel for app play, where you turn and scan the different colours. Beneath that you have some magenta coloured brake lights and a sticker for an unusual looking license plate. In fact, this model does sadly use a significant amount of stickers, although to be fair, none of them were that difficult to apply, and they're really only cosmetic decorations, so you could leave them off if you were that bothered. Right up at the front we have this vendor ornament. I was thinking you'd be able to shoot that off like a flick-fire missile for some reason, but it's purely decoration. Above that you have a engine vent. Further back on the hood, you have a set of twin double-barreled gun turrets. These are just held by a single clip each, so if you wanted to, you could actually take these off. And then you have another accessory to use. Pretty cool to have that option. This roof panel here is how you gain access to the interior, and if we flip that up, you can see you have ample room to fit your minifigure. And there's some stickers down in there for extra controls and some leather style upholstery. Now I've got him leaned forward so he can reach the steering wheel, but there is actually this kind of alcove where you can fit him more snugly. My complaint with this cockpit though is that it only fits the one minifig. Yet in the episode Grave Situation, where the car made its dramatic debut, it's clearly a two-seater with room for both Vaughn and Jack. That probably would have doubled the piece count and price tag for this set, but it's still a shame that this set clearly doesn't match what is in the show, especially when, if we're being honest, the cartoons are really extended commercials for these sets. One thing you've probably already noticed as I've been knocking this thing about is that the wheels aren't fully locked in. In fact, all four of them can be flipped down 90 degrees, instantly transforming the race car into flight mode. Yeah, that's totally not a rip-off of Back to the Future. I mean, it's kinda cool that they've included this feature, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense since this car is supposed to be from the 1920s. Okay, Vaughn has been trapped in the Inside for 100 years, but where the heck did he acquire the technology and knowledge to make such an upgrade? It's also kind of annoying that there isn't a way to lock the wheels in the upright position, because they keep falling down or move when you don't want them to. This set comes with 3 minifigures. First up we have Jack Davids, and this is the exact same version of him that came in the Beach Buggy set. It's still a decent minifig, but even if we only got this exact configuration in one other set, all the components here have appeared numerous times across this theme by now. Then we have Vaughn Geist Jackson, another great minifigure, and it's the exact same version we got in the Mystery Castle set. The one from JB Submarine had a different face print with him smiling, but sadly we're still yet to get one without his goggles. Finally, we have what could be considered the only exclusive in this set, and even that is a bit of a pork pie. It's a Shadow Walker, and yeah, we've already had a few of these in the other sets, but this one does come with an exclusive piece. That wing piece was introduced last year, but has only been available in trans neon green until now. And I think it looks brilliant. There, you might be able to see it better now. It looks so good in this trans light blue. He's not strictly a minifigure, but I thought it was worth pointing out that you do get a Spencer the Ghost Dog, as this might be the last time we get him in a set. And if that's the case, it's a real shame we never got any variants on this fella. In both the cartoon and comics, he's such an expressive character, but in his physical form, we only ever got this one kind of vacant expression for him. Another missed opportunity by LEGO. Overall, I have been pleasantly surprised by this set. I mean, I never really hated it, but I just didn't think it was very good either. And whilst it's certainly not the best set in this theme, or even this wave, it is a lot better than I originally assumed. The car looks fantastic all built up, and has an awesome amount of brummability. I'm a grown man, and I had fun pushing this thing around my desk. The minifig selection is woefully feeble. I do love that wing piece in Translight Blue, but that hardly justifies only including 3 common characters. Whilst this is the last set in the final wave of Hidden Side I had to check off my list, there are a few more sets from waves 1 and 2 that I never got round to that I'm gonna be taking a look back on, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled for those videos. What do you think of the LEGO Hidden Side Supernatural Race Car? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, be a hero and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Laters.